everybody. We are so excited for today's show, mainly because we get to kick it off with this beautiful queen.
That's right. Jaida Essence Hall is from Milwaukee and will compete on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12 on VH1. Her premiere is this Friday. Welcome to the Morning Blend.
Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good
gorgeous.
morning. How are you?
You look phenomenal.
Thank you. You do too.
I have to know if you do your own makeup.
Of course. Yeah, it's taken me a long time to craft and perfect it, but I do my own makeup and had to learn how to figure out the shape of my face.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I want to know, where do you get your clothes and your jewelry?
Well, all of my clothing I make, so there are some pieces that I have to like reach out to people if I don't have time to do them, but mostly all of my clothes I made. I made this dress right here for like a recent fashion line. Yeah.
You made your dress.
Will you stand for a second while we've got a shot? Is that okay? I mean, it is gorgeous.
Look at you. Oh, yeah.
That is incredible.
Ooh, thank you.
Working.
Thank you.
You're like, you didn't have to twist her arm.
No.
You stand for a second. Oh, yeah. Here I am.
Ready to go, yes.
Yeah, it's true. Jewelry, all that
and
stuff.
oh God, I cannot do jewelry, but my boyfriend, he makes all my jewelry. So like when I did the fashion show, I had like these little jewel pieces. He did this collar piece, the shoulder piece, and these earrings and the ring and everything.
Okay, I want to talk about your shoulders.
Yes.
Okay, because in the introduction, so in the introduction, when you have your debut show tomorrow, and you come on out in this beautiful, I would say turquoise dress.
Incredible. Did you make that?
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Everybody's going gaga over your shoulders.
They're gold and they're beautiful.
And glistening,
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I just love my shoulders, and it was so crazy that day when we were getting ready. I got ready super, super fast. And so I just sat there with the highlight powder and just kept going and going and going and building it up and just having a moment. And then before you know it, it was too far gone. But, but they look great, though.
Because they love it. Let's talk about drag in general. So you live here in Milwaukee.
Yes.
You work at Hamburger Mary's.
Yes.
How does one get into drag, and what drew you to it in the first place?
Well, when I first started out, I would sometimes see drag at shows, and I would see it in magazines, but I really didn't know what it was all about. And then I eventually saw, which oddly, RuPaul's Drag Race, and I kind of caught it mid-season, and I thought to myself, I was like, what, girl, I could do this show. But at that point, I was not interested in drag. But after a while, I went out to the shows, to my local shows, because I love the girls here. The drag here is amazing.
Love this outfit, by the way.
Thank you.
And this is the one that's on the website for the show.
And it's crazy because I had to make that dress the day before I left to go shoot the promo. So.
Okay, I'm gonna hire you for all my pageant clients. I mean, that's incredible.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you have a figure that all women would kill for. And in fact, I thought it's probably a huge compliment to you when you walked out and the other contestants were like, that's a woman.
Yeah. And it is so crazy because drag is so many different things to so many different people. But for me, what works for myself.
Here's you not in drag.
Yeah, that's me outside of drag. Looking very handsome. I would date him.
Still glistening.
I would date him.
Still glowing. But like drag is so many different things to so many different people. But for what works for myself, I just love a complete illusion. And like growing up, I've always been like super feminine. But in drag, I just feel like pull it all out and just like sop it in and soak it all up and just feel this glamorous fantasy. So I'm glad about that.
I think as somebody who loves to watch drag, when you get to see the person out of drag, it's always like, what do they look like? When you, in your everyday life, when you're just walking around town in Milwaukee, are you as Jaida or is you as yourself?
Oh my God, when I'm walking around every day, I'm myself. I think, thankfully, that I don't have to do drag all the time like that.
Because it's a lot of work, right?
It's a lot of work, and I think I would probably be, honestly, as much as I love glamour, I would be the sloppiest person. I would probably just like I cannot stay in like the hair. As soon as I'm done with like the shows, I'm like, get it off of me, like everything. But I love drag, and I'm like glad that now that I get to do this permanently for my job. Like, it's crazy to like live a fantasy and do what you love as your job.
Well, you're absolutely gorgeous. Is it true you have two sisters who do drag also?
I have two drag sisters.
Well,
I have a couple drag sisters,
who've also been on the show from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You're the fourth contestant from Milwaukee?
Well, my drag sisters, they live in different places. Like some of them live in Chicago and some live in Minneapolis. But as far as like contestants from Milwaukee, we had James Mansfield, who was on a previous season, and Trixie Mattel, who, if you know anything about drag, you should know Trixie. And so I'm like, we've all of our drags are so different, which is shows a lot about what our city is about. But we all bring something different, and I'm like, I'm glad that I get to represent what my drag is on the show as compared to like what Trixie did for Milwaukee in the show.
When you look at other drag queens and then you look at Milwaukee, how is the drag scene here? Because I think we're very fortunate to have Hamburger Mary's and the drag scene that we have.
I think it's the scene here helped me prepare for the show because on the show you meet all of these different girls who have all these different drag styles, and here in the city I get to work with all of these different girls who have all these different styles and drags. I don't really like to label what the styles of drag are, but everybody has these different things that they do, and that's a good thing because the world is always changing, and we learn from each other. If we see, like, the more I see other queens who do, like, maybe they're a spooky queen, or maybe they're like a comedy queen, those things I can take and pull into my drag too.
Yeah.
2 really quick questions. 1, what's your favorite thing in your closet?
What is my favorite thing in my closet? Okay, I have this red gown that I wore to a couple pageants, and she did beat a lot of girls. But it's like my trusty go-to gown. So I'm like, that thing I will treasure for my entire life. But
and
then
it's red.
Yeah, and it's red. And I also have this, that's like just a lycra stretch black dress that's like to the floor. And it's like a turtleneck long sleeve. It's the most basic thing that I own, but it's like the way that it fits my body, it makes it look so amazing. It's just the best thing.
All right, and number 2, how long does it take you to get ready?
It depends. Okay, so like if I'm having wine, is that the question? Honestly, literally, it'll take me between like maybe 2 hours at the most.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of layers. It's a lot of shellacking. You know, you cannot just throw the paint on the wall, and you got to prime it first. You got to get ready.
Yeah.
But recently, when I was in New York for press week, I got ready in 35 minutes.
Wow.
She had a beautiful face.
Yeah.
I don't know why I cannot do that all the time, but it was great.
What is your #1 tip for women when they get ready?
Oh my God. I think the #1 tip in the world is whatever you put on your body, on your face, whatever, do it for you. It's not about like dressing up to try to like show up other women or make other women feel comfortable about the way you look. It's about making sure you feel comfortable with who you are on the inside. I mean, a lot of times women always tell us, we love you so much in drag, you're so confident. But the confidence that we have is what we see from the women in our lives. So, maybe take a tip from a drag queen. If you ever feel like down on yourself, look at a drag queen, and then remember that the confidence that we have comes from the women that have inspired us.
That's beautiful.
So awesome. I love that.
Thank you.
Your debut, man, you look fantastic on the show.
Oh,
Good
we
for
can't
you.
wait to watch
So
you.
excited. You're representing Milwaukee. I love it. Jaida Essence Hall has her debut tomorrow night. It's at 7 o'clock
you
on
own the
VH1.
show.
Finally.
You got to keep coming back and give us updates.
Oh, of course.
as the show
Anytime you
goes
need
along.
me, I would love to.
That
love
is
it.
so great. This is fantastic.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Yeah. So